War is a very outdated method of like doing business.
Right.
That's how I feel, because
Right.
war it's a business.
They used to use cannons.
Yeah.
And then they used to use rifles and tanks. And now they're like, you know what? How about we just use them fucking bank accounts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
China's the Me Too it's like ally. We're your ally. Allyship. Africa, I'm your ally. Greece, I'm your ally. But in the end, you just work for China.
Also, they have a grip on people right now that I think we should all be very careful that we don't allow to happen here. And the grip on people is a social credit score system. If they develop a social credit score system in America and digital currency, you're gonna have a real problem, because the people that are in control of that system are going to be the ones that tell you what to do, and they're going to dictate life how on their own terms and what's beneficial to them and the ruling class, the people that are in control. And that's a scary, twisted thing that could really happen, especially with all these banks collapsing and all this fucking FTX fucking shenanigans with crypto. That would be very bad.
Can you explain? I don't think I'm grasping the social, like you mean like rating us social.
So they talked about connecting it to a vaccine passport, right? That was bandied about, and people push back against that very hard. And the idea would be that if you didn't do this thing, you would not get a passport that would allow you to go places. And you could eventually roll that into a credit score system and say, I go through your tweets, and like Eddie tweets a lot of bad shit about this. I don't like what Eddie's feelings are about pharmaceutical drug companies being responsible for the opioid crisis. This makes me uncomfortable that he wants to get really political about, Rand Paul grilling Dr. Fauci about gain of function research. Like, who the fuck is this Eddie Huang guy, and what is he doing? Like, why is he doing that? Give him a strike against his social credit score system, and then you go to travel. You like go to the airport, or try to buy a ticket online. Like, I'm sorry, you can't buy a ticket. You have a low credit score system,
or even getting a job.
Credit score in the system, yeah, or getting a job. I mean, in some ways, we have a version of that now, right? Like, if you're a felon, you can't get a job. That's the worst credit score system that we have. Like, if you were a violent felon, you can't get a job. It's hard, or you can't own a gun, or you can't vote.
Yeah.
So we do have a version of that now that we reserve for people that we incarcerate.
It's eventually going to happen. But yeah, in a way, too, it's just you can look at people's social media and I guess you make your own judgment. But a government score would be fucking crazy.
I think it's possible, man. I think that's what China does. And China does have a system set up where if someone's politically active, if they do something, if they're involved in some protests or something like that, they'll find themselves in a position where they can't travel.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's where I think China has to budge, is their crackdowns on society it's just too heavy-handed and archaic.
They're not gonna budge.
It's like beating your children.